Welcome back to Cosmic Messages, y'all. It's one of your favorite spiritual fathers on the internet, Father KU into his house. What's good, what's good, what's good, what's good, family? All right, these are Cosmic Messages. These are legacy generational wealth alignments. All right, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm one of your favorite big bro, little bro, big bros, fathers on the internet. You know, we're just kicking some spiritual game. You know, storytellers are the most powerful people in the world with some cash flow coaches, cash flow motivators, elite asset allocators, financial farmers, financial preppers. We just doing the damn thing. You know, K to wise man, K to landlord, K to human crystal, cosmic students and teachers. Within this class today, we're going to be talking about, the title is, what is the title? I can't even remember the title myself. Oh, how are you leading yourself, right? How are you leading yourself? New money comes from robots. How are you leading yourself? New money comes from robots. New money does come from robots, guys. How are you leading yourself? New money comes from robots. Not everybody's leading themselves in the direction of prosperity. And if you want to lead yourself in the direction of prosperity, you have to be about capital and heavy hands, right? You have to be about fixed supply, fixed supply, global demand. All right, fixed supply, global demand. That's the name of the game, okay? If you want to win, if you want to lose, then, you know, just hold on to depreciating financial tools. It's all about knowing about the financial tools that appreciate over time. We're just some cash flow coaches. Once again, I am not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. What's good, Sir Kin? What's good, L.I. Ken? What's up? Let the hater energy come through. Let the hater energy come through. Come through, y'all. Come through. But yeah, y'all. The money's in the robots. The robots are making everybody money right now. All the corporations that are replacing human beings are replacing them with robots, and we are replacing our work as well with robots and generating profits that way, because the profits is not in the human capital. It's not in the human capital. It's in the robot capital. What are you doing? It's important that you know how much you should be pivoting in this time, because we have a $4 trillion, 3.7 during the time of recording, $1 trillion industry when it concerns the blockchain, right? So that's money that could have been in the human capital world with the paper assets, but it's in the digital capital world, and this industry is going to continue to keep growing. It's going to keep growing, and the AI and all the robots and stuff like that is outpacing human beings. You know what I mean? So what you gonna do? You got to use the system. You can't try to oppose it, to be honest with you, because when it concerns labor and productivity, the robots got people beat, and the people have to recognize that and be smarter, right? Use the system to generate you money. That's the name of the game. We're a first world country. This is not a third world country. First world countries care about making life more convenient, making life more easier for the average Joe or Jane, you know, making things more accessible to the average Joe or Jane, especially as far as making money. You know what I mean? Like, everything's becoming easier. Everything is becoming a fingertip away. Like voting and all these things, man, it's all going to be on the phone. It's all going to be from home. I mean, with an affordability crisis, what do you think that means? People can't afford shit. People cannot afford to be outside and spending money and taking trips. Understand or overstand what is it I'm saying to you? Shout out to all the capitalists up in the space, man. How are you leading yourself? New money comes from robots. New money comes from robots. If you want money, get you them robots. Learn the skill sets of what it takes to benefit in this new economy. And if you don't, well, that's you being a little bitch, because you're supposed to be advancing with the advancing world. You're in a first world country. Nobody waiting on you. Nobody care that you don't care to know about what's going on in the financial world, in the financial sector. And if blockchain is making the financial world a lot more money than the human capital world, well, guess what? 2 + 2 = what? Mathematics. And they're just gonna, it's just a numbers game at that point. And 1-800-CALL Drew, for anybody that don't get what is going on in this reality, real talk, we on this cosmic walk. You gotta have your money working for you, because the people who run the world, they have money working for them. They own assets in which that most people don't own. Scarce supply, global demand. Scarce supply, global demand. It's all about supply and demand. It's all about supply and demand. And I'm going to keep saying it until people get it. I'm going to keep saying it until people get it, so that they can get themselves more value. Because those who have scarce supplies, fixed supplied assets, operating off of those networks, they're the ones that are they're the ones that are most valuable. The most valuable are not the people who don't know how to make their own money. The most valuable are people who know how to make their own money. That's the most valuable in the game. You know what I mean? Because while other people are dreading jobs, other people position themselves in investments and flipping paper. And that's the name of the game. Which financial tool will you wield to take you to another level? And you have to become a master of that class. And we all must become a master of using our ideas and making money from the ideas in which that we think of. You remember in Forrest Gump when he was running and he wiped his face in a shirt, and the guy had the idea to make that shirt into a merch, into a merch product, and he made a lot of money from that? Exactly. That's how ideas work. That's how ideas work. You know? That's how ideas work. And that's what you got to be doing around here. You got to be using your mind. That's crafty. That's creative. Right? And bring it out into the world. And put a team around you to help you to push that product or service, and map it all out with strategy of how in which you're gonna, roll it out and get the attention and attraction that is needed for you to generate profit. This is America. Your brain needs to be focused on what can generate you profit. What can make your money more money? How do you make money in your sleep? These are the things you got to be processing. How do you make money in your sleep? You make money in your sleep by being an investor. Investing in paper assets, digital assets, real estate, ideas based on intellectual property, right? Write books, right? Like, I'm sure some of you brothers have value in which that you could put on pen and paper, do it one time, have it in your store, have it in paper books or whatever, and sell it. And that adds value to your life. You know what I'm saying? Being a man that has written 50 books, or made 50 albums or whatever, that's valuable. That's valuable. You have your own world. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to all you writers, right? This is a great time to be writing all the type of stories that you're into writing and attracting your audience. You know, with YouTube and all these different platforms, people appreciate information in all facets that you can get information. You know what I'm saying? Always clocking around. I think that's why. You've been clocking around, clunking around. Because I don't know what writer's block is. You know? Maybe you're not in the full inspo, you're not in the full flow of what you need to be in to write. You know? Like, what's your purpose of writing? Because my purpose of writing, if I want to write, whenever I want to write, is to inspire. It's to innovate. It's to motivate. But these are roots. These are roots of mine. Like these are underlining roots. These are things that are never going to change within me. These are foundational ways. Like these are the grounds that I start off on every single day. So it ain't no writer's block for me because there's so much for me to write and share with the world. And you have these things taking place within you as well. It's just whether or not you know you're holding the faith within yourself. Not saying you don't, but we all got to work on ourselves. I stay working on myself. It's an everyday fucking thing. That's why in this free world, I don't want to work on nobody else. Nope. They can work on themselves. A woman want me to deal with her emotional stuff. Bitch, she could pay me. She could pay me. Because I ain't got all that emotional stuff going on with me. And shout out to General Paul Revere and his trusty steed for dropping that money and opportunity when it concerns Bitcoin, because, you know, that is appreciating capital. And for all of us that work so hard, you know, we want our money to be growing for us over time, right? We want to make sure that we're in high interest savings accounts, high interest networks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're at the source of money creation, right? We love to be at the source of money creation. And that link is there to put you at the source of money creation. Because as people lose their jobs, guess what? You are no longer at the source. Well, the lease, it's still a source, but you won't have that source of money creation anymore. And you're going to have to start to be the source of your own money creation. Shout out to, what's up, Chosen 8V. So guys, click that link so that, you know, you can put your money on autopilot. Make sure you're reminding the remainder of the 1 million Bitcoin that's left, that is scarce. And definitely capitalize as a capitalist, because I know your birth certificate says USA. All right, born in the USA. All right, I write to let go, to get to know myself and let people know about me through rhyming, etc. My calls me like you're saying. Thanks, always appreciate your words. Shout out to always clucking around. Yes, I feel that. I feel that. Let it out. You know what I mean? Journaling, having a diary, all those things are important. I've never stuck with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I only write on the page when I'm about to do something with what I write on the page. Like, I only write on a page with goals, because, you know, if you don't write it down, you ain't serious. So it's very important to write things down. It helps with the spell casting as well. It helps you to be able to see what you're trying to do right in front of you without being all in your head. And, you know, it helps you to internalize and focus and concentrate on things a lot better as well. But, yeah, y'all, the money is in the robots. The capital is leaving the human world, the human beings, and is headed into the robots. So it's beneficial for you to just learn how to, you don't have to learn everything, just a simple basic understanding of how to use the systems and be a stakeholder, be a part of liquidity pool, yield farming opportunities, knowing how to utilize crypto loans in the DeFi space. And, we Americans, we love credit. So, Bitcoin and all these different cryptos, they keep the credit game going, and it's all about borrowing, and dying. That's elite strategy. And yeah, if the Fortune 100, the Fortune 50 are using the robots to excel and make more money than ever before, why would you not follow the smart money? Why would you not lead with the smart money? Like, you're not being dumb when you're learning from those that are smarter than you and I how to make money. Like, Michael Saylor has the type of money that I would want to have in Bitcoin, and you guys think not to invest in Bitcoin is kind of crazy, because Michael Saylor has billions of dollars into Bitcoin, over 50 billion or so, in Bitcoin. And a lot of you guys don't believe that you should be investing. That's wild crazy. And if you are smart enough to invest, shout out to everybody that is investing. Shout out to these soldiers. Shout out to you generals, lieutenants, and cadets and all that. But on a serious note, if you were investing, though, you would have the government and all these corporations pumping your bags, because a lot of their main focus is Bitcoin. It is Bitcoin. So if you know that, and we're talking about a very fixed supply asset that is truly needed, right? It is something in which you want to be that rare person to have, because not everybody can have Bitcoin, and not everybody will have Bitcoin. And the people who have Bitcoin is the new emperors and kings and queens, and yeah, man, they're the new elitists. That's why we talk about being the new elite. You are the new elite now. You are the new elite. When you know about money, guys, it shifts your whole way of how you view the world. Like, all the negativity that they project to us in the world, it gets laughed at. It gets laughed at because most of it is bullshit. Most of it is bullshit. We already have so much going on in life that the news it doesn't help us. Like, we know every single day that the world is pretty evil. How much more you think we need to know about that? Like, the world is pretty fucking evil. We get it. Like, you really need to teach me anything more about that? No, the world's evil. Like, are you gonna help me make some money? And if you're not gonna help me make some money, like, you could leave me alone. That's for sure. You could definitely leave me alone. But yeah, guys, the money isn't capital. It's in investing. It's in appreciating financial tools. And knowing this puts you on a different level. It puts you on a higher level. It puts you on a level that has you leveling the devil within yourself. And you have to be on a long-term strategy. Short-term strategies are cool for the short term. However, you're living a long-term duration of life. So you want to make sure that over the period of your youth, you use that youth energy wisely, because while you're younger, the dollar's the strongest it will ever be. While you're younger, the dollar will be the strongest it will ever be. So imagine if, while I was younger, my parents put like $1,500 in the S&P 500 or put in the stock market for the last 18 years, my money would have grown instead of having a devalued currency at my age compared to when I was 6, 7 years old. When I was 6, 7 years old, that was a great time. That was a great time to be investing. Just like for wherever age you are now, this is the best time to invest, because when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, guess what, my man? The dollar will be worse off than it is right now. They say, but you need it in this world. Unless you're gonna go nomad, always clucking around. I honestly believe that is just a tool like any other tool, and the evil that they speak of, the evil in which that they speak of is the people themselves. It's not really the money, because money doesn't have feelings. You know, money is nothing but a figment of one's mind. It's material that comes from the tree. So, you know, it's no way that it's evil. It's the people that are evil, and what people are willing to do for money. That's what brings out evil. You know, like it's like that movie with John Cena. Shout out to Germany. What's up? It's like that movie with John Cena and that Asian chick, where she won the lottery and everybody was willing to kill her to try to get her prize ticket. Yeah. People are evil. It's not the money itself. The money itself, it only does what you tell it to do. Right? So it's not the money, it's the people. Because your own people closest to you are willing to kill you, right? For gold, for trinkets, for material. As if your soul, as if you as a being is not worth more than gold. But human beings value material things more than themselves. You know? They value material things more than themselves. This is not 100% who they are, but it's definitely part of who they are. Definitely. Once again, shout out to Germany. Shout out to Otis Cluck, and shout out to Paul Revere. Shout out to everybody in the space, man. Real talk. Make sure you guys are stacking your robots. Make sure you are putting money away for the long term. Right? That money that you put away from the long term, bro, just know you're broke. Just know you're broke. That money that you got for the long term, bro, just know you're broke. You're broke, bro. You know what I mean? You're gonna need that money compounding for you. You know, you're gonna need it compounding for you, and working for you. Yeah. Long term. Because as you are handling the short term pressures and going through the short term affairs, right? You know that you know that when you get older, things are going to be so much better for you, right? You're guaranteeing it by going through the temporary pullbacks, or there's another word that I wanted to say. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Damn. Fuck. It's there. If it comes to me, it comes to me. It needs to come to me natural. I'm trying not to force it. But yeah, delay satisfaction, delay gratification. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. Yeah. So you have to delay gratification, so that the older you gets a more gratified life. Because if you're simply trying to gratify yourself entirely now, you're gonna suffer more so when you are older. And if you don't want to be the one suffering when you're older, you have to allow your younger self to go through a little bit more of the uncomfortability than your older self that will be a lot more comfortable in your life. The older you should be more comfortable than the younger you. The younger you should be comfortable being uncomfortable. This way you're always growing and learning, and you're living a full fruitful life, right? In which that you will never regret. And then once again too, if you maneuver the money the right way, which is you're thinking long term, right, you will be able to live way more relaxed and comfortable in your older years. And that's what you want to be striving for, right? And as we are young now, and we understand that the dollar will be worse 30 years from now, we want to make sure that we have compounding assets that are beneficial to our future. Like Bitcoin is at 100,000 now, right? In the next 20, 30 years, Bitcoin will be over $1 million. There's no doubt in my mind about it. So short term, I can be as unsatisfied as I want, right? But long term, I know I'll be forever satisfied, right? I don't care about the short term gratification. I care about the long term gratification. I care about the ability to be able to take care of myself later on. If I have to suffer and go through whatever I got to go through when I'm younger, no big deal. No big deal. But the older me, I'm going to be chilling. You know what I mean? The younger me is broke. I'm broke because the future me want to be wealthy. You understand? The future me wants to be wealthy. So if the future me wants to be wealthy, I got to move broke now. Not that I'm broke, but what I'm saying is you got to be frugal. You got to put your money to work for you. It's got because you're working for it. So you're working for it, and it's got to be working for you. Follow your intuition. Do what you say you're going to do. Fail, recognize, try, reevaluate. 6 P's. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. Definitely be over 300K in 6 years. I like that. And of course, if you said it, you wrote it down, and you take an action to it, then that means you truly meant it. And absolutely, it's yours. It's yours. It's all of ours. You know? Whatever people want out of life, they can get it. But if you give up, how are you going to get it? If you give up, how are you going to get it? If you give up, how are you going to get it? That's why you can't give up on yourself. You can give up on everything else, but don't give up on yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ever give up on yourself. Always keep striving for a better understanding of you and the world, right? Don't live in limited mindsets, all right? Because what you don't think is achievable, other people just might. And for those of you that don't think these people can pull off this new world order agenda, this fourth industrial revolution, you got one thing coming your way, many things coming your way, because they're pulling it off right now. I mean, everything is going exactly according to plan. Very much so. And these are very sharp men. I gotta give them credit. Bro. Like, this is sharp. And I know they're using computers. I know they're using, the quantum computers or whatever higher forms of advanced devices that can play out different realities, like the Sharingan. It can play out probabilities of events and all this shit. Like, they're good, man. They're good. Whatever they're using, they're good. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. Learning how to keep the order of the people, man. Because not only do we herd actual animals, but we herd ourselves, That's confirmation. That's the money train. That's the money train. The money is in the robots, y'all. The money is in the robots. So make sure you're getting them. Make sure you understand supply and demand. Supply and demand is something that you must know. You must know supply and demand and use it to your own favor, because you are an American capitalist. And supply and demand is what's needed to create value. Fix supply and demand. The less of something and the more demand for it, the value of it is going to increase. They're using supply and demand against us. And we're allowing them to bring us to our knees, to be honest with you. When I say I'm talking about the majority. The people who are still in a lower consciousness, the people that are still in a third world mindset. Because it's a third world mindset to think that you don't use the online platforms to collaborate with people on these platforms and do business networking. You know, do content skits, do, podcast, whatever, whatever collaborative thing in which that you guys align to that can draw more attention to both y'all platforms and whatnot. Like, this is what the internet for. The internet's for business. And third world citizens can't see this, but first world citizens can. We're on the internet to offer each other value, and through that we get spiritually enriched and financially rich. It's combining social network with capital, just like video game and capital is making money. Gamers make money. Back in the day, as a kid, I was not making money from playing video games. As a kid, I wasn't making money for being online. But now, as an adult, people are making money playing video games as kids and as adults now too. And people are making money as kids and as adults online, the internet. We see how much the internet has advanced and has upgraded in the last 25 years. So don't miss out. Don't fall behind. People are chasing jobs when they should be when they should be attracting money, when they should be in the attraction of wealth and being of service. If they need more money, they need to learn service. Every first world American knows this. Every first world American knows if they want to make more money, then that means they have to help more people and collaborate with their capital or their time and their mind to generate capital. Behind closed doors, we as American capitalists, we have to be scheming on whatever that to be, whatever event in which that we need to throw, party, boxing, financial wellness events, whatever. I'm just throwing things out there, but there's a lot of things that you can collaborate and do. People like doing mukbangs. People watch other people eat food and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of things. And I see it taking place. I see a lot of content creators coming together. Like one thing that I've seen trending really big these days is like really dwarf short people with extremely tall people. Like they come together and collaborate. You know what I'm saying? One bitch would be like, oh, I'm 7 feet or I'm 6 feet 10. And then the little dude would be like, I'm 4 feet 3. You know what I'm saying? And people watch that content, go to their platforms, see what they got going on, and their content, the audience now it's up to their content to attract those audiences or whatever. But this is the game. It's a business world. It's a business world where we all got to be busy being productive, right? America is failing because we're not really productive. And Americans are waiting around for corporations and governments to create jobs and create availability and create opportunity. When freedom is all the opportunity that you need to create money for you. But only first world people have this mindset. Third world people only know about working a job, unfortunately. They're not crafty and creative enough in the mind. Their mind is sick. Their mind is looking for a quick fix, like a drug addict, right? Drug addicts want to get high right now, you know? Right now. Same thing with people who don't know about money. They're trying to get rich real quick, win that lotto. You know what I'm saying? Whatever whatever that can come quickly. They don't want, no, most people don't want to learn the things that I've had to learn and that are teaching you to accumulate wealth, right? Like they want to leave it up to a gamble. They want to gamble. They're addicts. They're addicts. They want to gamble. And that's just them, you know, they have to see themselves. You know, I don't really like telling people about themselves, but if you're trying to be in my life, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you about yourself, because it's like what you call it? Could have been records. It's like any of those shows where you know, you want to be a part of that record, you want to be a part of that network, you want to be, yeah, man, if you want to be a part of my network, if you want to be part of my life, bitch, you got to be about the level up. You got to be about the growth. I'm a part of the league of extraordinary men. I'm not a part of the league of losers. I don't want losers in my life. Losers can stay out of my life. Losers can go live their own life. You know, that's not what I want in my life. No, never that. Yeah, Robert, no, I totally feel you. When you don't know how to make money in America, you're going to really want to just go where, you know, I'd rather make that money and then go do that and just go do that. You know what I'm saying? I like options. You know what I mean? Because the rat race is what it is, because people are not internalizing things correctly, and people are not ultimately determining their own lives. Our lives are very much so being determined, Robert. People are not determining their own fate. Why else would people get down? Why else would people get depressed? Excuse me. People get depressed and down because they're not in control of their own fate. They're not in control of their own destiny. Their fate and destiny is being controlled by other people. You know, that's why there will be an idle mind. That's why they'll be in the devil's playground, and that's why they keep their lives unfortunate. You know, people are Debbie Downers. People are not uppers. You know, people are downers. They don't like to be promoting and being their best selves, unfortunately. You know, they want handouts. They want to be cried a river. You know, they want things, once again, they have a socialist, Marxist mind. You know, they want everything to be fair. But even if we weren't in this type of reality and we were in God's reality, it's eat or be eaten. And that's what's fair. It's either you're the predator or you're the prey. So that's God's reality, and that's this version of God's reality. It's either eat or be eaten. Prey, be the predator or be the prey. Be the alpha, right? Be the alpha or be the beta. Like, that's as fair as he's gonna get in the game. And if you're a capitalist, you can get yourself to the level of getting out the rat race. If you're not a capitalist, no, you can't get yourself out the rat race. Because it takes you understanding supply and demand. That's what it takes. Supply and demand. And building good people in your life. Like, it's unfortunate that Americans don't want to put good people in their lives, because that's what you need. You need people who comprehend and can communicate clearly and have a sound mind in life, and collaborate with those people, right? And you figure out with y'all minds how in which y'all can all prosper, that should be something you prefer to do than being clocked into a job. I would think that if you were, enjoying what you were doing, and you enjoyed doing it with people that enjoy what they're doing as well, that would be actually a better life than, clocking into a job that you don't want to really be at. Like, I'm coming to realize you can't please Andy's toys. Andy's toys will never be satisfied. They'll never be happy. There's no pleasing this world. There's no pleasing people in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just, they just like to be unsatisfied. They like to stay in this space where it's where your perception is very limited. It's like you have a very limited mind. Like, it just sucks. Like, you suck. Like, why would you limit your potential to making money as just a job, like 4 corners, trading your time? Like, why would that be your only option and your only outlet, your only opportunity to being an American and making something of your life? Like, what? Like, the job is just the beginning, and you're supposed to be using that money to start vending machines, or start something innovative, or something that other people are doing, but they're not doing it how you're doing it, and it's something that you actually want to do. The internet is the now, is the boom economy. It's where all of us are headed. I mean, it's where we're already there. It's just where the rest of the masses is going to be. Just like in 2020, 2021, people were sitting at home just on the internet. That's the future. That's the future. And you might not like that future, but that future is better for you than the future of you having to work so hard for pennies. When you can create money from your mind and leverage people and leverage scarce supplies and have a community treasury and all these things and and have financial discipline. But the real issue here is a lot of people don't want to have discipline. They don't want to be smarter. So stay in the third world. If you don't want to elevate, then don't elevate. Did I drop something? Oh, no, we good. Sorry, I was just checking to see if I dropped something on the floor. You can't allow life to defeat y'all. Yeah. Huh? I was outside. We're not in the old world anymore. We're not in the old system anymore. We're in the internet of things. We're in the blockchainification of things. You're not bigger than the program. I'm not bigger than the program. Once upon a time, I never cared to know any of this stuff either. The only reason why, a big part of the reason why I know these things is because I chose to have a child in the world. I chose to bring a child into this evil ass world amongst evil ass people. So I gotta know better and do better. You know? I owe it to my own child to make sure that the future of his life is better than mine. So this is why I know about wealth preservation, self-preservation, because it's gonna take that to get a better life. If you're not willing to preserve the hard work in which that you put in, it was all for nothing. If you're not willing to preserve the hard work in which that you put in, it was all for nothing. And the last thing you should ever want to be is a loser like the baby boomers, because they are crashing the legacy market and a lot of the work in which that they did with the dollar to move into a digital economy. That fucking sucks. And the best bet that the baby boomers have, just like millennials and Gen Z and Gen Alpha, is to know about Bitcoin, tokenization, tokenomics, to know about www dot whatever. We are internet entrepreneurs and blockchain investors, paper asset investors, forex investors, real estate investors, and so on and so forth. If you're born here in America, you is cattle. If you're born here in America, you is the government's cattle. That's right, always clucking. That's right. That's right. But you can free yourself. And they don't want you to know how free you can be. They want you to be in fear. This way, you don't use your freedom. See, fear immobilizes you. Fear immobilizes you. It disables you. It stops you from doing the things in which that you know you should be doing. Fear stops you from taking certain risks in which that you need to take. But also your fear comes from your lack of awareness of yourself and whatever it is that you are dealing with at the time. Don't allow these evil people to use fear against you. Embrace your fear. Do whatever it is that you want to do it. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. You need to fuck around and find out how great in life you can be. You need to fuck around and find out how great you can be. Yes. Yes. You don't need to find out anymore on how evil people are and how much lacking in love people are to you. And on top of that, when you know people lack love, let them be. Let them love themselves. People have gone through a lot in life. We all have. Some are not as strong as you. It's okay. Whoever is weaker or just needs to work on themselves, let them work on themselves. That's life. That's life. You need to know if you're cool with fucking around with the people who want to hold on to past and the current. And if you're not, put your foot down. And if you're cool with the miserable, bro, enjoy it. Enjoy them. And if you are not cool with the miserable, keep them out of your life. Because I don't know about liabilities ever doing any good for you. It's all about the people that are progressing. The people are making the necessary shifts. They're improving. They might not be improving like you, but they're still improving. And that's what matters. Growth, development, right? Growth, development. This is a perfect time to fuck around and find out what Bitcoin can do. This is the perfect time to fuck around and find out how diabolical the dollar is. Do you guys know how diabolical the dollar is? I gotta do a poll. Diabolical. All right. Starting it now. I started the poll. How diabolical is a dollar? Right? How diabolical is it? Because it's diabolical out here. Okay? The dollar's trash. And this time next year, it's going to be even more trash. Shout out to voter number 1. The dollar is diabolical. People are killing themselves right now. They're killing themselves right now because of the dollar. The dollar got people in their feelings. You know what I mean? The dollar got people feeling uncertain, uneasy. You know? And if you have more awareness, if you have more wisdom, all those fears is really something of your own creation. So y'all not gonna answer the vote? Y'all not gonna participate in the poll? Damn, son. Fuck y'all. Y'all not gonna participate? That's not cool. That's not cool. You can't stop the robots. You know how they say if you can't beat them, join them? You know how they say if you can't beat them, join them? You can't beat the robots. So you gotta join them. I'm telling you, you need your T500, your T800, your T5000. You need it. You need it. We all do. All the companies that are firing you, they're using the robots. So what makes you think you don't need them? And since you're failing to adapt and recognize what is really going on, you will succumb to whatever they want you to succumb to. You're going to do it. You're going to do it because you're not internalizing what is going on the correct way. You're looking at things in a fear-based way. You're looking at things as this is like your life is about to end. It's like if the system crashes, your life is over. Meanwhile, I'm with the natives. As the system crashes, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Like the only ones that care is the people that want to hold on to habits, conveniences. And don't get me wrong, I would prefer things to remain as they are now and keep getting better. But if either way, with whichever way the coin flips, I'm good with life. I'm on that's on life. You know? Whether I'm in somebody else's system or I'm operating in God's full system, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have these mental attachments to somebody else's world like many other people. I don't have those attachments. But I've also been breaking a lot of my attachments to this world for a while now. I've been doing it for a long time. So, how I am internally versus some of y'all is going to be in a different space because I've been detached for a very long time. How are you leading yourself? Are you leading yourself towards wealth or are you leading yourself towards poverty? Bitcoin, robots is where the money's at. If you've been tuning into the money and you understand money velocity, right? Which is the rate in which that it leaves all of our hands, like how fast money is moving, money velocity, you will know money's moving the fastest in the digital space. Money's not moving as fast in the human capital world. This is why as they crash it and they want to keep you hush, all they got to do is give you free money. But that free money comes at a price. And the price is you losing your job. You not being able to enter into the work field anymore. And isn't it amazing how people are now regretting the opportunity and privilege in which somebody else gave you? Because the middle class and all these jobs, somebody gave them to you guys. They gave it to all of us. And all they simply did was pull the economic rug and from beneath you. Like they took off the false glasses, and you have to look at reality and recognize that whatever space you were in, somebody else caused you to be there. And they robbed you of your happiness. They robbed you of your mediocre normal life. They robbed you of it. And now life is not what you once used to know. And that right there is power. In 5 years, they were able to change they were able to change America, the trajectory of America so quickly in 5 years. And you know what's so crazy? 3 years ago, people still wouldn't believe when you say that robots are gonna take over. People still wouldn't believe that they was gonna lose jobs. They didn't believe these things 3 years ago, 4 years ago. 4 years later, shit, so much has changed. Every 30 days, we are creating new habits. Every 30 days, we are creating new habits. So the system has been creating a whole bunch of new habits within the American people using program television, storytelling. And there's been a lot of stories being told from higher ranking media to social media. And engaging in creating contents around the fourth industrial revolution. How quickly, in 4 years, 5 years, they can change society using this is how you know the internet and the technology is speeding things up. Like things are getting faster. Things that should take place 10, 20 years from now will take place 2, 3 years from now. You got to be asking yourself, how are you leading yourself and your family? How are you leading people? How are you, how in which that you are um, guiding people? These things are very important because we're in a space where things are going to keep getting harder. I was saying this when the dollar was stronger 4 years ago, and I'm still saying I'm still saying the same things now. This is still not the worst that America has to offer. The worst is when most people don't have the ability to work anymore. The worst is when that privilege from other people has been stripped from you. It's just like when you were free and then you were brought into captivity, and now you are yearning for to be free again and to cherish those free moments because now you are owned. Same thing with now. People are going to cherish that they and wish that they had any job, and that they they will have regrets. They will have regrets of how they used their money. And it puts into perspective that you you were never in control. Your freedom was an illusion. Your freedom was designed by someone else, and those people were able to pull it away. They were able to just cut off your privilege, your middle class privilege, your privilege to own and operate cars, homes, your privilege to want to go buy a movie, go to a movie ticket, get to buy a movie ticket and stuff like that, want to go out to eat. Like they're completely in control. And we gave them control. We honor our slavery. And that's why people would trade their lives instead of being in the rat race and stuff like that. And people are a lot like the movies where somebody's working a job that they don't want to work at and they don't know what to do. A lot of people are are within that witchcraft. And the answers of what you need to do is right here. Is right here. All you got to do is type in the right questions. Start start observing, listening, and internalizing the information. Write the information down as you would in school, and and come full circle with this. To destroy America, all you had to do was make people codependent so much that They don't have no choice but to accept whatever it is that you want them to accept. How are we not codependent when most Americans can't create their own jobs? So if they're not codependent, who's the ones creating the jobs? It's not them. So they're not self-sufficient. They're not independent. They're codependent. Americans don't create their own jobs. Not all of them. Most of them need somebody else with a better mind who knows how to make money from their mind to make money to make money with. Duh. You go to a job because you don't know how to generate money yourself. You haven't wrapped your head around, you haven't meditated on fixed supply, global demand. You haven't meditated on that. That's what you got to meditate on. Fixed supply, global demand. The business that you work for, they're in the same business model. Fixed supply, global demand. So until your mind processes the mathematics, the logic to that, you ain't gonna be well off like those that got it like that. Their mind is healthy enough to understand what I just said. And they leverage their customers, they leverage their clients, they leverage what they need to leverage to generate capital. Shout out to the second voter. Cause it's definitely diabolical. So y'all be hearing my solutions. What's y'all solutions then? Because you do know manufacturing ain't coming back here anytime soon. Y'all do know that, right? And nobody's gonna care to want to work at them. Nobody's gonna want to do it. The only one that's gonna want to do it is the robots. Like nobody's trying to do what their great grandfather did. Nobody's trying to do that. Because the problems that's in this world is going to take a lot of discipline, generational discipline, in which people don't have. So there is no solution besides the solution that you have for your own world. That's literally the only solution. Oh, faith that y'all know that. I'm gonna end this poll. There is no solution for what's going on here in America besides the solution that you have for your life. Because for what it takes, to get back into a saver producer nation, people are not willing to do what that takes. And I get it. I get it. I totally get it. And that's why what it's and what you're doing. What you're doing. You know? That's what matters the most is what you're doing. Now, not what because what you're doing, it benefits you and your network, your family. What everybody else is doing, it might. You're sorry. I'm throwing myself off a little bit. Got a lot in my head in that split second. How you internalize and want to navigate in life is different from everybody else. That's right, General Paul. That's right. If you're not creating a network, I know you're sucking dick. That is the only answer. The answer is you. Only you can fix you and your family's issues. The rest of the world issues, people are not going to get more discipline for you. They're not. They're not going to just start, they're not going to just work and save money all day just for you. No, people are going to want to dive into luxuries. But those privileges are closing, those windows of opportunity are closing when people only know how to make money from just a job. When you just have to understand scarcity and demand, supply and demand, scarce supply, heavy demand. Just like Walmart products, just like Amazon products, there's a supply and demand chain. There's a level of demand for whatever products that exist, and that's part to deal with why the price is what it is. And if they weren't selling that product, they will cut it. They'll sell it even cheaper. Because the whole thing is you want to get it sold. Especially if you got it for real cheap and you are selling it 4, 5, 6 times, what you originally got it for. For those of you who just want to be workers, you might have to leave the country to go work. You might have to leave the country to be a worker. You just might. You just might. Because America is not going to be the place for 9 to 5 workers. It's the place for owners, capitalists, investors. That's what it's the world for. And it's just history repeating itself, where the modern Americans are the new Native Americans. They're going to be put on reservations. they're gonna be put on whatever reservation lands, just like the natives. And you can figure it out there. And this is so unfortunate. It's unfortunate. This is how life is. But when you played yourself. We know how we got into slavery. By being dumb. By being the weaker of the superior races. That's how we get here. I mean, like, listen, when white man has been ruling as long as he's been ruling, it makes sense why he would have a complex. All right? I'm just keeping it a buck with you though. You know what I mean? Like, just peep the history. Peep what's going on right now. Klaus Schwab's said that California and all the cars that makes it the highway congested and all that shit, they're all gonna disappear. We're gonna live in a world of fourth industrial revolution, robots, algorithms, and drones. And we see it playing out. It's working. There are Americans right now utilizing the UBI programs right now here in America in over 29 states using the UBI program. These people probably signed NDAs and whatever, so they can't say nothing, but these things are taking place. The articles exist. Like everything that they spoke of in those California Silicon Valley meetings, it's all playing out. It's all playing out. Bruh, the puppet masters, all they had to do was make sure you don't have financial education and make sure you're so codependent that when you pull it when they get rid of your slave plantation job, you have no choice but to go right back to them for a whole new job, for a whole new upgrade of your slave plantation. Because now you get to be at home on one of the reservations, on one of the government reservations, and just do drugs like the Native Americans that are lost. I'm not saying all of them are lost, but there's a good amount of them that are mixed up and lost, right? And you're gonna be like them. Using robots is not as hard as you guys think. All it is creating fixed supplies or using the fixed supply chains that exist and contributing in them, knowing that your future is appreciated. Your future outcome is compounding for you as you're going through the day-to-day stresses of life. And that is beneficial to you. It is always beneficial to you to put money away where it's for your future, and you're broke. You're broke, bro. You're not broke, but you need to move like you are so that your future you thanks you for all of what you did. Yeah. Yeah. Because the old high level skill sets, even they're not enough. Like all the new high level skill sets is all around the internet. It's all around the internet. Fixing the robots and stuff like that. You might want to learn about things like that. Learn that trade. How to be the one to fix the machine. How to be that one. You got to get it in your head. You can't stop somebody else's system. You never wanted to own the system. You just wanted to use it. So they used you. And they're abusing you. Because you allow them to. You allow them to. Because most people, they don't have that fight. They don't have that bite in them. They don't have the energy level. They don't have the energy. And that's what jobs do. Jobs are there to lower your frequency, keep you occupied while they're living their best life, buying new yachts, buying new planes, while you are internally suffering. Nah, Joshua, I'm talking to a phone. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking to a phone. You puffing on the blunt, Joshua? So you guys get the importance of scarce supplies, right? You get the importance of supply and demand, right? Because once we get it, it's time to use it. How many of you guys get it? Let's see. Okay. I don't know what this one does, but I wanted to check it out anyway. Do you get supply and demand? Because this is what we need to get. This is part of the keys, the rest part of the recipe, the ingredients that is needed for success. That is needed to multiply money. Do you get supply and demand? I don't even know how the answer thing works. How do you Can somebody check out how does the answer thing work? I want to see how it pops up. Shout out to Tech Head. You're in the right space. You're in the right space. So, if you're about cash flow, what you need to write down is liquidity pool, yield farming, rental cash flow income, dividend stocks, stakeholding. Those are the things you need to look into, and then books, and anything. Excuse me. Subscription, anything subscription based. To $200 a day is gonna take a significant amount of money. It does take a significant amount of money to generate $200 a day. You gotta have a pretty decent portfolio. Hold on, let's run some math real quick. Well, for $200 a day, right? You gotta that's about, for the year, that's about 67,000. It's almost $6,000 a month. Um, so 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 let's say 6,000. So 6,000 times 200. Yeah, so to get to about $6,000 a month, I mean, excuse me, $200 a day, you're gonna need to be a millionaire. You got to be a millionaire. You got to be at least what you got to have at least 1.2, 1.2. What's up, Levi? What's up, Cape Town? You're gonna need at least 1.2 in capital working for you in an asset that's paying you out at 6%. So you need 1.2 in real estate, in liquidity pool, or yield farming, or staking opportunities, and it has to be paying out 6% or more. So once you can do that, you'll be able to make $200 a day. And with this example that we just did, this is why it's important that we have discipline. Because without discipline, you're not going to be able to make this passively. There's no way you can generate $200 a day passively without discipline, without building your capital portfolio. So at least you know that there's a realistic way of looking at this. It's not something unachievable. It is achievable. Does it take a considerable amount of time and maybe a decade or two? Yes. But what is it worth to you? Is it more valuable to you that in the future you won't have to work for money, or is it more valuable to spend your whole life attempting to work for money with your body? So yes, tech. So tech, all you got to do now is be a part of low cap opportunities that can yield you a lot of potential, you know, and cash out when you need to cash out. And whatever you cash out, put those gains towards the portfolios that is going to get you to $200 a day. You have to build those income portfolios to $200 a day. That's why it doesn't make any sense for you to spend your money on any female. That's why it doesn't make any sense for females to spend their money on anything that's worthless. Because in order for you to get to a comfortable space in life, you got to have financial discipline. And if you don't have the financial discipline, you're not getting there. No matter how much you dream and wish and put it in the cosmos, you're not getting there if you're not doing the right process. With wealth driving vehicles, you have to build them up. That's another reason why with what I've already started, there's no way I'm going to even touch it. I got to keep building it up. There's just no way, because we just had a very healthy discussion as to the fact that it takes $1.2 million to make $200 a day. You need $1.2 million to make $200 a day. And this is why, in order for us to get there faster, we got to work with one another. And if we're not going to work with one another and capitalize on supply and demand control, then it's going to take you, you're going to have to put in all that work by yourself. And at this time that we're in, I don't see us having jobs in the next 10 years. I don't see us having jobs in 5 years. Not for the many. There will still be jobs for the people that need to help, that help to operate that help to truly operate the economy, but they will be replaced too. Like, I'm not living my life like I'm not gonna be replaced. Hold on. I am very much so living my life like I'm going to be replaced, because I am. I am. You should know that too. Like, if you didn't make that job, or your family members didn't make that job, you're going to be replaced. Shout out to Tech. Hold on, let me scroll. Let me scroll down. Oh, Levi, the day was great. The day was great. I'm graduating next month, my brother. Please come to Cape Town to support my family. We'll pay for you. You're funny. Oh my God. Hey Levi. I'm not coming to Africa by October 12th. You're funny. No, 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 no. Your family don't need to be paying for me. What I need to do, what I need to do is get to know your family. I need to be getting to know you and your family. And no, I do not have my passport right now, so I will not be flying October 12th. That would have been awesome, though. But shout out to Levi, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. Keep up the hard work. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning to your future. And you have a lot more to prove to yourself. And, you got a lot of, yeah, we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Golden Arrow. It sounds like you need to create a a wellness center where what's blowing in the air is plant seeds and medicinal herbs. Yeah. It sounds like you need to create a center where that's what's taking place in the environment. That's what's taking place in the vibes. You should definitely do that. Definitely. So nobody's gonna answer? Nobody's gonna answer. Do they get supply and demand? How does this shit work? I wanted to see if it works. Can somebody answer? Dallas, Texas next summer? I hope I have my son for the summer. Shit. That's what I'm hoping for. Somebody answer the poll. Does it work, or does it just go to the chat? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if it shows it differently, or Paul, can you answer the chat? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. That's what I wanted to know, cuz it says answer, so I thought you can like answer in it. Okay, it goes to the chat. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of this one? There's no like real interaction on it. That's strange. You don't see it? It's right here. Levi, do you see it? It's like right in front of my forehead. I'll make it bigger. Oh shit, I ended it. Never mind, it's gone now. I don't know. It's oh shoot. Where did it go? Hold on. Okay. It disappeared. It's all right. I guess it doesn't go. I guess it doesn't get added to the chat. But yeah, y'all. Things are gonna get harder. Don't run out of money. Do not try to keep up with the Joneses. Cut the cost. Take your time. Don't let nobody rush you. The system is not playing fair, so don't play fair. Ty, what's up? Why are you so worried about my sleep? Don't worry about my sleep, bro. Bro, why you Ty, you worried about the wrong things. You got to remember though, you didn't answer my question. We were talking about supply and demand. Do you get supply and demand? No, I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. If I was drunk, I would fucking want to sleep. Fuck talking. I just fucking pass out. I am a little tired though. Wait, how do you get off cat piss? How does that one work? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Levi, I have no clue. But that's funny. My boy off that cat piss. It sounds like alcohol. Is that supposed to be beer? What's cat piss? That shit sounds gross. It sounds like some pheromones in which a cat pisses on you to be like you're mine. I was waiting for Ty's response. I guess he's done. I guess he's done already. But yeah, Levi, man, shout out to you. Shout out to South Africa. What time is it right now? What time is it right now? Shouldn't y'all be sleeping? Or are we ahead of you? But yeah, Ty, you didn't answer my Q&A. Do you know about supply and demand? Because if we know about supply and demand, then boom, we can generate some money. If you understand scarcity and that whatever is scarce for it to add value, it needs to have demand to it, then let's do it. Let's do it. What else would you would prefer to do something you don't want to do than to do something that you're it's way more easier and convenient, and it's knowing how to sell. It's America. You got to know how to sell. Oh, so it's early in the morning. Shout out to Levi. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm a part of the early morning hustle. That's what's up. The early morning. I don't know what word I'm trying. I'm starting to lose my words. Kowa, Kowa. Yeah, I think everybody blowing. I think everybody blowing that Kush more than ever before. It's 8:56 p.m. 8:56 p.m. And we all know marijuana is different everywhere. So I'm curious. I'm curious what South African or Africa's marijuana smokes like. I am a little curious. Because it's in a different environment. So it's definitely gonna have different. It's gonna definitely be a different high. It's gonna be definitely be a different smoke. It's a whole different experience now. See, they get that Afghanistan Kush, you heard? They got that Afghan, you heard? Or Europe. Okay, so it doesn't even grow from Africa. Damn. Wait, is Afghanistan in Africa? No, right? No, right? No. No. Is it? You tell me. I don't fucking know. Oh, hey Paul, if it ended up being like Jungle Book, it gotta be like when the snake, he has the hypnotizing eyes, and you're just like, whoa, bro. Like that's how it's gotta be. Shout out to Afghanistan and Europe for the good herbs. Shout out to them for the good herbs. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know anything about Ohio or Maine. I've never been to Maine, and I've only passed through Ohio. Never really been in Ohio. Those are not states that's ever been on my radar. Those states are cold. Island man don't like the cold. I don't like the cold. Anywhere where it's cold, you're not gonna really find me there. Like the AC in the house is already cold. Uh. Levi, you said it earlier before. I'm in Florida. Florida is a lot like Jamaica. It's tropical. It's just tropical weather every single day. So even if you lose your job, even if you're having a bad day, all you got to do is look up at the clouds, smoke some weed, and life is going to be amazing again. Or you can go to the beach, you can go fishing, and all your worries, shit, it ain't the same. I've never been to Jacksonville. I've never been to Jacksonville. I've only been to the Key West when I was a kid. Um, I don't care for Miami, but if you're about the rich and famous, and if you're about the fast life, Miami is definitely the place. Miami is so freaking expensive. So freaking expensive. You gotta, but it's when I say expensive, it ain't for broke people. It's for the rich and the famous. You can't live in Miami and be broke. No, you got to be a baller. Only the rich and famous gets to live in Miami. And if you're not about that type of life, Miami is not for you. All the major cities is not for the ordinary people. Ordinary people don't belong in these elite cities. Not in my opinion. If you don't got the ability to, if you're gonna say this is expensive, you don't belong in Miami. If you're gonna say if you're gonna say New York is expensive, you don't belong in New York. If you're gonna say Florida is expensive, you don't belong in Florida. If you're gonna say any of these states are expensive, you don't belong in the states. And just like Elder David in another country, you need to be in another country too. Never been to Kansas, never been to Kansas City or Portland. But these are major cities, and most of these major cities are expensive. Everything here in America is it's for the rich and famous. America is not for it's not for the broke. It's not for no regular it's not for no regular person. Shit, even Denver ain't cheap. Colorado is definitely not a cheap state. Colorado's a very expensive state. Damn, Levi from South Africa has been to way more cities than I've been to in America, and he's coming from the outside in. Levi got me beat because I've never been to Denver. I've never even been to Denver, not even once. I've been to Colorado, but I don't think I wasn't in Denver. I was like in Greeley. I think it's called Greeley, Colorado, and then I don't remember the other part of Colorado I went to, but it wasn't too far from Greeley, Colorado. But I don't think I went to Denver. No. You're funny, Levi. You're funny. No, Los Angeles is not cheap. Is not cheap at all. BTC could tell you. BTC should be here. I don't know if he's here or not, but if he is here, he could tell you. California is not cheap. Not at all. And I don't and I've never heard that Seattle was cheap. I've never heard that. Is South Africa expensive? Nah, LA isn't cheap. LA is not cheap. Is South Africa expensive? Because South Africa gives me the feel that it's more of a more of a modern country, or on its way to being more of a modern country. Nothing in America anymore is cheap. We printed over not I think over $7 trillion, $9 trillion. So Americans are very much so feeling the stress. Americans are very stressed right now. They don't know what they're gonna do because they're filling out job applications and jobs are not calling them back. Jobs are not calling them back. And people are overqualified and they have too much pride to do a regular job. You know, they don't want to wake they don't want to work at the steak shack. You know what I mean? They don't want to work at the gas station. and then it's too hard for them to work for themselves. So people are totally fucked. Um oh, for real? 50,000? That's all you need is 50,000 to live like a king? See? This is why the rest of the world is opportunity. This is why the rest of the world is opportunity. Because people can't stop the underlying economic forces that are taking place here in America. There's no stopping it. Like, for all people that's going to try to fight the underlying economic forces that can't be stopped by nobody, you're not going to get too far. The America that you guys once knew is over. And they made sure to put the nail in the coffin and put the coffin 6 feet, 12 feet in the dirt. The America that y'all once knew is over. And it's never coming back. It's never coming back. Prices are not coming down anytime soon. Until you have accepted the fate of losing your jobs, it's not coming down anytime soon. Because the owners want to bring back manufacturing and they want to have totalitarian control over America using their robot system. This way they don't have to watch you all day and deal with you. They have their robots doing so. LC, you're right. If people thought for themselves, we'd have a good America. I agree. Levi. What do you mean groceries isn't good? Okay. Wait, so is the groceries included in 809? Cause 635, that's not bad, but at the same time, it sounds like South Africa is becoming more expensive too. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like every dollar is trash. Cause even 635 versus like some people's mortgages. Like my old mortgage used to be around 700 and something dollars. So it's just like if South Africa, the rent is 635, South Africa's prices are creeping up as well. Right. Yeah, so school for now is an additional expense. Correct. So even in South Africa, you still need to be making about $3,000. Yeah. Yeah, South Africa is exactly what I expected it to be. It's more on the advanced end. You know, it's moving more like Excuse me, it's moving more like a, a developed nation. But yeah, 3,000, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's that's another reason why that's why I'm not finished, but I'm building these internet systems this way. 3 grand in South Africa or anywhere else in the world where it's cheap is beneficial to me and anybody else that can be a digital nomad, because that is my primary goal. My primary goal is to be a digital nomad. Oh man, 250 for a 3 bedroom. See, now we're talking. Now we're talking, Levi. Oh, that's a good amount of square foot. That's a good amount. That's a good amount. That's why makes sense why you pay 600. Um, CFR. What's the rent in China? Spine, you didn't donate $50. Not yet. I'm waiting for you to donate $50, man. I don't know why you ain't actually donating the $50. Hey, BTC, I'm not thinking about China. I was just curious. Hey, Spine, don't steal $50. What are you doing stealing $50? I'm gonna report you. I'm gonna report you to the digital police. Wait, $1 here. When you say here, $1 in China is worth like 44 in America. Is that what you're saying? I didn't know the Chinese currency was that strong. With a big garage downstairs where we have free valet, but I drive a 98 Honda Civic Sport. That's what's up, yo, bro. Bro, I'm not a flashy dude, so a 98 Honda Civic Sport, that's fire, bro. Listen, I'm all about keeping the cost low. It is dangerous here in America to have $1,000 car note. You're paying $1,000 for a car with insurance. That's crazy. I'll take the 98 Honda any day of the week. I'm not trying to pay $1,000 car note plus insurance for 5 years, locked in for 5 years. No, I don't want to be locked into no car contract without that cash flow to back it. $1 American is worth 120 South Africans. What? What? So the prices that you told me, is the prices in American dollars, or is the prices in South African dollars? Like when you pay 600, is that 600 in South African? Because if that's 600 in South African, that sounds like I pay like $5 and my rent is paid. That's a lot. That exchange rate don't that's a lot. 13,000 USD or 13,000 in South African dollars. Damn, yo. 13,000. Listen, 13,000 for a 2025 Honda Civic Sport. That's a great fucking price. That's a great fucking price. Listen, that same car, a BTC, do me a favor. Can you look up how much that car would be? 25K? See? Yo, bro, they doing us dirty here in America. I mean, it's not just them doing us dirty, but it's our economy. Our economy is trash. Oh yeah, 13,000 is definitely gonna be expensive and that's in USD though. So yeah, with the conversion, 13,000 is definitely gonna be expensive in South Africa. But for us, for our conversion, 13,000 is where we would love for where cars to be. CF4 said the American dollar is worth $44 in soy sauce. What? What? 27K to be exact. Oh shit. So that's what, $14,000 more. But like you said, 13,000 is expensive to South African currency. Damn, man, I wish there was a way to, it's like, if I wanted to get a 2025, I would have to send money to South Africa. I would have to work here, send money to South Africa, and make the buy it cheaper this way, right? And then go to South Africa to live. That's not bad. Damn. Oh my God. Yo. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? $176? Bro. This is why we are building our internet business. This is why we're building our treasury and all that stuff. My mortgage is like 12 something. My mortgage is like 1290. So $176 that changes one's life. Right. This apartment is probably about $2,000. That boy said 1200 USD or 1200 South African. That's a good one, Levi. That's a good one. Not trying to be asking too many questions, brother. Just wanted to know that. No. That's perfect. I don't have no problem with these types of comparisons because $176.30, bruh. I would love to pay that. I would so love to pay that. 1200 USD. this man said 1,200 South African. 1,200 USD, and that's cheaper than what majority of people are paying. There are people paying way less than that too, but that's for a mortgage. This man said 1,200 South African. No, 1,200 USD. Um, it's more so how our Americans are going to stay afloat without a job. Levi, that is what we in America is dealing with right now. We're trying to conceive a healthy or clear pathway to being able to make money without a job. That's where most people have to be starting to figure out, because here in America, robots, algorithms, and drones are replacing human beings. AI assistants, they're replacing human beings in the workplace and getting and taking people's jobs. Yo, yo, BTC, that's wild. That's wild. 1,500 USD to live in a closet. I'm telling you this right now. For 1,500, I would buy land, I would stick my tent on it, and that's how I would live. I would never I would prefer to live in the outdoors than pay 1,500 for a storage unit or a closet. I, bruh, I wash my ass in the nighttime, bro. It's pitch black and I'm the only one outside. So 1,500 is a so 1,500 is about 25,000 South African. That's what's up. So yeah, 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 yeah. So a good three, if you're making $3,000 a month or $2,000 a month, like you good in Africa, South Africa. I mean, that would only take you as far as that would only stretch you maybe 10 years max. I would say you have 10 years max before needing to make more money. But I'm glad that thank you, Levi, for letting me know the numbers of what it takes to live in South Africa, because it puts things into perspective, right? It puts things into perspective as I as I as I look to live out there at some point. Not in South Africa necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't, if I go to South Africa, that'd be awesome. But I'm just meaning in general, like knowing that other parts of the world is cheaper. That's a plus. Wait, what happened with Levi? Oh shit. I want to move to Dallas, my brother, with all of my wives, and have about 35 kids in America. Why would you want to do that in America? Why would you want to do that here when you have the environment where having all those wives is necessary? Like, if you come here to America, you shouldn't come here to stay. You come here to work and build back home. You know what I'm saying? You would make your money here and build your empire back home. It's like what a lot of Hispanic people does. Jamaican people do the same thing. They take the money that they make in America and they send it back home. Cause I tell you this right now, brother. If you try to stay here in America, your 8 wives is gonna leave you. Not 8 wives. All your wives are gonna leave you, bro. America is a place where if you're not focused on whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life, you are going to ultimately get caught up in the bullshit that America is in. I tell you this right now. America is not for spiritually weak people. America will destroy you if you allow America to destroy you. You only want to be here to make money. Hey, the wives, they're not here. They're you could try though. You could hit it with their best shot. American women, they're not designed to be wives. You have a better shot in South Africa where these women want to be wives and they're into polygyny, because American women are not into they're not into being with a man. They are and they aren't. But they're not into being with a man that has many other wives, especially if he doesn't have wealth. The only way American women would be with you as a man who has multiple wives, you have to have a lot of money. You got to have a lot of money. And if you're not in that position, forget about it. And on top of that too, if you marry them, which you can't marry an American woman and have and be married to other women, but if you were to, she'll rob you. She's not gonna be with you. She's only gonna lock you into marriage so that she can steal whatever she wants to steal from you. If you try to have an American woman in your kingdom, in your African kingdom, she's gonna look to destroy it. I'm not saying you're not gonna make money. I'm just pre-warning you. I'm just giving you an early game, because I don't know if you knew this, but the American population is on a decline. American people are not coming together and having babies. You know why? Because men are afraid of these American women with good intentions though. Like there's there's reasons to there's reasons to kind of turn a different eye to the to like you can't be a fool in America. You just can't. You can't be a fool here. These women don't care about you as a man, Levi. They don't care about you as a man. They just want to steal your mechanic business, right? So if your mechanic business has money, she's gonna want to take it from you. She's gonna come into your life, come into your African kingdom to destroy your kingdom. You don't want an American woman. There are good ones here, but make sure you know how to find them. Make sure you know how to see them, because they're not going to sign up for what you got. They barely want to sign up for what an American man has got, what he's got going on. Shout out to Sadeh from Turkey. See, like Turkey's another country who has a lot of inflation. I've been In the last several years, I've been keeping up on their reports. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I mean, do whatever you want. I'm just getting you mentally prepared for all of these things. America is a very feminist is a very feminist ran country. So as long as your females, they want, as long as I'm in Cameroon, shout out to Big Mo. If as long as they honor men and that's how they want to live their life, great. But if they want to have like the power over you, bringing them to America is very dangerous. Sita, it's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't understand you in your Turkish language either. Just know, Levi, if you're bringing them women to America, you're giving her that opportunity to be a free woman. Because America is the beacon for free women. Not to say the women are not free in South Africa, but America is for women who want to be as free as they possibly can be. That's right. That's my whole point. That's my whole point, BTC. He will be giving his wives their rights. Because, Levi, if you have them here too long, they're not going to go back home. Before you know it, they're going to be acting like all the American women that are here. You don't want that. You don't want that. If anything, keep your women at home and you come here and work. You got to keep your women at home and you come here and work. This way, they don't get influenced by America. Only you, because you know what to do from the influence. The females, you're setting yourself up to experience a lot of pain. Like, the evil here is bad, in my opinion. In my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt, Levi. Shout out to Treasure. Listen, Treasure, I'm in a similar, it wasn't my wife, but I kind of feel the same way. I resonate with what you're saying. I resonate with it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a strong person to relay your example and, you know, being light with it, knowing that you've gone through it, you learn from it, and yeah. Like I had called it quits before even getting the house with baby mama number one, and I should have stuck with it. You know, when I had packed up my whole car to leave her apartment and to never look back, I should have stayed away. That was the prime time to not to do anything else more with her. So trust me, I get it. And if you're gonna deal with these American women, you gotta know they got different dudes. And it's just like, girl, I rather you go deal with those dudes. Leave me alone. Yeah, bro, I fell for the automatic crocodile tears. I was young back then. I didn't real I wasn't And I was dealing with a female that cried a lot anyway, which is a red flag. So I should have really known better, but I really wanted that house for my son more than that bitch. So I stuck around in the opportunity for it. Um, and yeah. I'm still dealing with the bullshit. Yeah, see the fucking crocodile tears. Holy shit. Damn, son. Right, Treasure? See, we got stories that we hold with us forever that changed our lives, and see, every man can see where they fell short of the prize or fell short of living a better, graceful life, and we live and we learn. We live and we learn. Now we know better. You see what Levi started? we trying to make sure we help the brother out. Yeah, don't formulate South Africa and America to be the same thing. Yeah. It's coming from good qualities. It's coming from good energy, good nature. It's coming from being close to God, and you know, God said enough is enough. You didn't need any more of that pain and torture and suffering. I'm totally with you, Treasure. But now I use my sympathy and my empathy for my favor and the people that favor me. I no longer fall for crocodile tears. I no longer fall for words. It's all about actions. Because, Treasure, guys like us, we can prove to ourselves and whoever that we're dealing with that we will be there for them, that we will try our best, and they just won't do that. So there was a lot of boundaries crossed and a lot of lack of respect on our part because we were overcompensating and we were overdoing, due to that empathy, due to that sympathy, and we were doing more than what they would do. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing more than the female because I will always do more than her. I'm not doing more. I'm not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Listen, fellas, the moment she's ready to go to the next guy, give him a high five. That's you, bro. That's how you gotta maneuver in this world. Anytime, cause when you experience things like that, the real truth is she was never yours. She wanted to show you that. You needed to see that, and you know, pass it on to the next homie. She's a polygynist. She's into poly. She's a pass around. She has the little boys convinced. She has the little boys convinced that you are gonna be her only man, and you will never be her only man. You're just a placeholder until she gets that better man. Yeah, treasure. Likewise to you too. We can't waste a good cheater. We can't waste a good manipulator. Now we can see all the manipulation, right? Now we can manipulate the weaker minds into becoming a stronger mind by debunking the fake, right, and kicking the truth. So now we can manipulate in a high vibrational way, and all the manipulators can go fuck themselves. How about that? So shout out to you, Treasure, because a lot of men, they don't make it. They don't make it to the next level of masculinity. So the fact that you were able to go through it, grow through it, and still smile and have a peace of mind and have compassion and empathy and love for yourself, that makes you a real man. Because we don't have very many men that make it out of those circumstances. and become better. A lot of them become destroyed. Yes, General, BTC. Even in the background, we're doing more. Yeah. Shout out to General BTC respecting himself. Yeah, fuck that. I only do more for me. Oh yeah, treasure. Well, glad today's a different day. Glad that you know, you heard something different, right? Because, you know, that's what life is. It shouldn't be the same thing. So I'm glad that you heard something different. And keep on with the keep on it, right? But excuse me. I'm gonna end the stream because this is almost a 2 hour and 30 minute stream. I'm gonna start another one in the next 30 minutes or so. Until then, y'all know what y'all homework is: assets, businesses, corporations, gold, silver, Bitcoin, land, and law. Self-preservation is the number one law of the land and number one law of being a man. Shout out to Carl. Shout out to everybody. Oh, that's awesome, treasure. Yeah. Healing is feeling. Cry them good tears, and you have a great night as well. I'll be back on in the next half hour if you still have some time. So we'll be back on in a little bit. All right, General, General Treasure. I'll see you guys in a little bit. One love. 3, 2, 1. Peace.